they just go, dude, you glaze Bernie. You think he's right to say Israel has a right to defend itself 17 months into Israel's genocide of Palestinians.
For American workers, Senator, do you support temporary economic pain if it does mean bringing back manufacturing and leveling the playing field, as President Trump has argued?
Kristen, you're talking to somebody who helped lead the effort against NAFTA.
Damn, he's not yelling no more when he's talking about NAFTA. The answer to that question is yes, by the way. Of course, temporary economic pain is understandable. And you know, a competent administration is supposed to do everything in its power to avoid any economic pain whatsoever. But a little bit of instability could take place when you're making massive changes, massively consequential changes. The problem, however, is that Donald Trump has no alternative. He has no solution. And he has no interest in building a robust manufacturing base.
If your question is, do I believe in...
A Belgian left-wing newspaper translated a New York Times article is in the top 20 most read articles? Hell yeah. Belgium is a real country now. Belgium is a real country, is no longer fake.
For the future, how are we going to provide a decent standard of living for a younger generation?
Critique Bernie once, please. I don't believe you're a leftist. I'm not. I'm a capitalist. Why gas up Bernie when he can't denounce a genocide? Bernie's weak. He won't denounce genocide in Gaza. Bernie's weak as fuck. I'm sick of y'all acting like he's a radical. Has anyone ever fucking said Bernie is radical? Has anyone in this chatter? I think you forget. This is the #1 apolitical podcast, okay? I think you're lost, little one. We don't do politics around these parts. We do common sense. Common sense, not so common. We say yeah, and we say based. I'm Hank Pecker, and I approve of this message. I'm apolitical, baby.
Generation, which everything being equal, will be poorer than their parents. How do we repair
This guy's coming from Bad Empanada's YouTube post calling you out? Hell yeah, baby. Because I'm a reactionary right-winger, baby. He's right. Bad Empanada.
And we are going out around the country right now asking people, working people, run for office. You want to run as a Democrat? Great.
Yeah, I don't even think establishment Dems still call Bernie a radical, ironically enough, unless they're like some truly radical centrists out there. You know what I mean? And there are some truly radical centrists out there.
Great. You want to run as an
No, I think it's warranted to criticize Bernie's behavior and stances. Come on, man. Why are you being so uncharitable? Because I have every single time. You want me to do like Hassan, why don't you mention Xinjiang every time I talk about China for Bernie? That's it. Like, I'm not going to fucking spend every goddamn moment being like, you know what? Fuck this guy. Fuck this guy. He's fucking sucks. I hate him. It's like, listen. Yeah, they want you to do to Bernie what Israel supporters expect people to do with Hamas. Yeah. No, literally. They're like, why don't you denounce Bernie Sanders for October 7? Why don't you condemn Bernie Sanders? Why don't you condemn Bernie Sanders? You have to do an anti-Bernie land acknowledgement to preface the statement. And then the funniest part is, like, I've done countless hours at this point on my criticisms of Bernie Sanders as well. And it's really funny because, like, chatters don't see that. So then they come in here because they saw like a YouTube post from someone who also hasn't seen it. And they just go, dude, you glaze Bernie. You think he's right to say Israel has a right to defend itself 17 months into Israel's genocide of Palestinians. Like, yeah, that's my position. Thank you. Meanwhile, on the other side of the aisle, people are like, we should hang Hassan from the rafters for being a radical Islamist fundamentalist. He is a Hamas supporter, a Hezbollah supporter. His name is Hassan, just like Hassan Nasrallah. Has anyone ever seen Hassan Abi and Hassan Nasrallah in the same room? We should kill him. We should get the federal government to go to his house and shoot him in the head while he's live, so that we can feel safe as people who love Israel. Okay. Like, what leads you to believe that I am in no way, shape, or form critical of Bernie's position on Israel? It's beyond me. The least crazy pro-Israel take? Yes. The American government should break into Hassan's house and kill him on camera so that I can feel safe. so that I can, it's not even so that I can feel safe, so that my favorite YouTuber, by the way, he told his audience to tell you about this. I genuinely wish he was kidding. Wait, tell you about what? I need the Trump administration to arrest Hassan and put him. I need the Trump administration to arrest Hassan and put him in a fucking concentration camp in El Salvador so that Ethan Klein can feel safe in Bel Air. Not even me. I'm not doing this for myself. I'm doing this for a much more important goal, which is the safety and security of my insane favorite content creator who has lost his goddamn mind. About Bad Empanada calling you out over the New York Times article or some shit? Yeah, I don't care. Why would this be new?
That's great. But you got to get involved in the political process because right now, the two-party system.
They also say you praising 972 and Yuval is actually really bad, lol. Yeah, I don't care about that either. I've seen some sus shit from 972 every now and then. Like they're like there's a senior editor over there that has said some stuff that I find a little suspicious in the immediate aftermath of October 7. But like overall, their output is good. If they do solid investigative reporting inside of Israel in a way that no one else is doing, why the fuck would I discount their reporting? I don't care, you know? What? Because you never knew? What do you mean?
Is failing the working class of this country.
Let me ask you about something that your colleague, Senator Alyssa Slotkin, said. She said Democrats should stop using the term oligarchy because it's a phrase that doesn't resonate with all Americans. Are you missing a chance to speak to a wider audience, Senator?
Well, geez, we had 36,000 people out in Los Angeles, 34,000 people in Colorado. We had 30,000 people in Folsom, California, which is kind of a rural area. I think the American people are not quite as dumb as Ms. Slotkin thinks they are. I think they understand very well when the top 1% owns more wealth than the bottom 90%. When big money interests are able to control both political parties, they are living in an oligarchy. And these are precisely the issues that have got to be talked about. Are you living in a democracy when Mr. Musk can spend $270 million to elect Trump and then becomes the most important person in government? Or AIPAC and other super PACs have enormous power over Democratic candidates. Those are issues that we have got to talk about. That is the reality of American society today. The very rich getting richer, working class people are struggling, 800,000 people sleeping out on the streets. If we don't address that issue, the American people will continue to turn their backs on democracy because they're looking around them and they're saying, does anybody understand what I am going through? And unfortunately, right now, to a large degree, neither party does.